everyone, welcome to my show, Love Samantha Daniels Style. For the next half an hour, we're going to be talking about dating, sex, love, romance. So if you have, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, great. So hi, I'm Samantha Daniels. I want to welcome you to my show, Love Samantha Daniels Style. And for the next half an hour, we're going to be talking about dating, sex, love, romance, and relationships. So if you have any questions that you want to ask or things that you want to bring up about dating, sex, love, romance, or relationships, you just raise your hand, which means that you push on the raise hand button, and I'll call on you, and you can ask your questions, you can make comments, you can talk about anything that has to do with relationships. I am a professional matchmaker, and I spend each and every day talking to people about relationships, love, sex, and romance. So if you have anything that you want to talk about, anything that you want to get some professional help about, then just raise your hand and answer questions. And in the meantime, I got quite a few questions emailed into me. So we're going to take some of those to start out. And then after that, we will take some in the room. So I'm just going to read a few. I received, Tanya, do you have the questions that I received?
Yes, I do. I have a question from Janine, and she says, I need your advice, please. I've been dating and living with a man for almost 3 years. I'm completely in love with him and want to spend forever with him. He, however, is still married and will not get divorced because he is afraid of his wife. And he tells me he will never give me the commitment that I want. I don't need marriage, but I would love to be remarried one day. Do you think I'm wasting my time?
That sounds like a very deep question because sounds like she's been in a relationship for 3 years with a married man. That's tough because, you know, a married man obviously is not available. And of course, it's more complicated than all that because he's probably in a loveless relationship with his wife, or maybe he's estranged from his wife. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, 3 years is a long time, and if this guy hasn't made a move so far, and if he's basically saying to you he's not going to make the move or that he can't make the move, he's really speaking his truth. You know, I tell a lot of women that men tend to speak their truth. Now the question becomes, does a woman want to listen to it? But most of the time a man will tell you exactly what he's thinking, exactly what is really going on. And so if this man is saying, I've been with you, I'm into you, but I can't leave my wife because I'm scared of her, then that's really what's going on. So you need to make a decision. Either A, you decide you're fine with being with this guy while he's still married to another woman and moving forward and just being in a relationship with him but not having him 100%. Or B, you need to give him an ultimatum and say, you've had enough, it's been 3 years, and if he can't leave now, then obviously that is something to do with how he feels about you or how he feels about his wife, and then you need to move on and find somebody else who works for you and can actually give you commitment. So those are the two possibilities, and you need to keep in mind that you're a great person and that you deserve to have somebody in your life who really works for you and who you really work for and who can be with you. And if this guy is jerking your chain and leading you along and not really making that move after 3 years, chances are he's not going to make the move at all. So keep that in mind, and when you make a decision, decide accordingly. So thanks for your question. I'm going to see Gary's hand is up. What's going on, Gary?
Hey Samantha, how you doing? Good to see you. I've got a question here from a lovely young lady. Her name is Tanya from New York City. And Tanya says, Samantha, I've got the best job in the world and the most wonderful boss that anybody could have. I have many dates every night. People are calling me at work and calling me at home and asking me out, but I have decided to move this week to London to go to school and to work there. And I'm worried about picking up my vibrant social life when I get there. What should I do?
Well, we all are very sad that Tanya's leaving the great city of New York and moving across the waters to London. And she's obviously never going to find the kind of family, friends, or work environment that she has here. However, she's a very social, very attractive young lady. So I think that once she arrives, she will very quickly be able to build network for herself. But what I will say, just generally speaking, when people are moving to other cities, and I think this is great advice for anybody when you're trying to meet new people, Tanya, when you arrive to London, you really need to put it out there that you're trying to meet people. And how you do that, what I say to people a lot is before you leave, you want to send out an email to people and not just send one of those usual emails where you say, oh, I'm so excited to announce that I'm leaving this job and I got this other job and, here's my new email. But you actually say in that email, I'm moving to London, and would you please spend a second thinking about if you have any friends over there who I could hook up with, who I could email or call and see if I could meet them, because you meet people through people. So if you ask your friends here, chances are they know people over there, and then you really have to be responsible about it. You really need to follow up with those people and contact them. And if they say, oh, they're busy or this or that, you really try to make it happen. And when you get there and you meet them, even if they're not your exact cup of tea, meaning you don't really see being best friends with them, you still keep in touch with them and keep meeting people through them. And it becomes sort of a whisper down the lane thing where you keep meeting one after the other, and eventually you'll meet some people who really are to your liking, who will become your good friends. I remember many, many summers ago when I was in law school, I took a job in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'd never been to Pittsburgh before. I rented my apartment over the internet. I didn't see it. I just took it over the internet, and a guy rented it to me, and I had to start work on a Monday, and I didn't even get to Pittsburgh until Sunday night at about 9:30 at night, and my job started at 8 a.m. the next morning, and I knew that the only thing I needed to do on Sunday night was find out where the bus was going to stop near the apartment that I rented so that I could take the bus to the job the next day. I arrived at Pittsburgh 9:30 at night. The apartment that I rented was a disgusting mess. There were pizza boxes all over the place with pieces of pizza that the guy who lived there before me had eaten and left open. There was no air conditioning in the apartment. It was in the middle of the summer. It was about 110 degrees. He hadn't had a maid come in. The sheets were all muffed. It was a disgusting, terrible thing. And I got there and I was so depressed I wanted to leave immediately. And I called up my family and I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't think I can be here. It's so disgusting. And then I remembered that I had gathered a list